Yo, what is up, guys? It is JOYTOY time. It is time to unbox some damn figures. So I have a lot of the figures that I've been meaning to open up, but I've been meaning to get them from JOYTOY first. So we have them. We're gonna open up the Black Legion figures tonight. We're gonna do some fun stuff. I also have all of my older Black Legion figures taken out, which I didn't realize I still had, or I had, but I didn't realize I had so many figures. Just excuse me while I'm trying to fix this sound. 1 sec. I don't hear the backing music. I'm trying to fix this. I had some weird issues before, so let me fix this. 1 sec. There we go. Yeah, not sure why that wasn't coming up before. Anyway, we have some fun stuff tonight. I finally got the Black Legion figures chosen, and was it? I think they came Saturday. They were supposed to come like a week ago, but finally got them on Saturday. So we're gonna open up all 5 of those figures. I also have another figure that I have to open, which I didn't realize I didn't open, which is the Black Legion Lord, I think it was. So I gotta open up him. And then I have so many of my older Black Legion figures. I think these are the first versions that came out. I have a lot of them. I didn't even realize how many I have until I took out the case before. So we're gonna throw them out, and we have some fun stuff with some different colors. So, all right, guys, we're gonna jump over to the stand. We're gonna go switch over to the view for the display stand and review. Let's jump over and let's check it out. Again, I'm gonna try some different stuff with some colors. Let me know if the music's too loud or if the colors are a little bit weird tonight. So, all right, guys, let's jump over. Let's go. All right, here we go. What I realized too is I forgot to grab the Black Legion Lord figure, so we're gonna have to take a little bit of a break later. It'll be pretty quick, and I'll run over and I'll grab the Black Legion Lord figure, which shouldn't take too long. But this looks. Let me know if it looks okay. We're doing some different things with some lights tonight, to give it more of a chaos Black Legion type of thing, which I think is pretty fun. Let me know also if the music is too loud or if you guys can hear it. So, alright, so we have 5 Black Legion chosen figures. So we got these 2, 1, 2. Let me see if I can get them all into picture here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, close to it. Close to it. We got 5 of the Black Legion chosen figures. So we're going to bust these out tonight. We also got the Black Legion Lord, which I think I've had for probably about 1.5 years now. So I haven't opened him yet. But we're going to start with the Black Legion Chosen Champion. And this was the most expensive one out of the whole bunch. I think he was probably about $5 or $6 more expensive than the other figures. But we got chat Cyber Rat. I recently got Abaddon. I think he needs a couple chosen other Chaos Space Marines to stand with him eventually. Yeah, dude. When you see the older figures, you're gonna be shocked by how many I have. I'm actually really interested in seeing the size comparison between them. So we're gonna start with the Black Legion Chosen here, the Chosen Champion. And again, this is the more expensive one out of them all. I'm gonna guess he comes with the most things. So again, nice JOYTOY packaging. Oh wow, man. I got a whiff of that plastic smell right when I took this out. Woo! It's not as bad as it used to be. Years ago with the first line of figures we got, they were really, really smelly. And I want to say it was because of I guess the diesel and the type of plastic or the rubber that they had. So, all right. So this is the champion. It's a little a little reflective off of the plastic, but once we get this open, it should be better. So, yeah, this is cool. Very nice. So he is, wow. How pointy is that helm? Yeah, that looks good. Very cool. We got the chaos symbol half on his cloak on the back. Again, it's the rubberized type of cloth material they use. I also saw some people complaining about the arm length, saying that the arm length in these figures isn't long enough. I'm going to grab another figure in a second here. We're going to compare them with some of the Blood Angel figures. But here is his power pack, and this has a nice amount of paint on it. And it has some nice shading on the bone, which looks pretty cool. Let me know if the light is okay, or if you guys want it to be brighter, because I'm just trying some stuff out with some different colors to give a little bit of a different aesthetic to when I do these type of reviews. So if you guys want, I can move back to the normal bright light so you can see, but I figure I have these extra colored lights, I might as well try it out and see if you guys like it. So there's a little bit of a different look to the review, so it's pretty cool. But this looks awesome. I was really impressed when I saw this, the power pack originally for this, the champion. Very nice. You see all the skulls and everything on there. Very cool. And again, this is just going to fit right onto his back. These are a little bit, fits nice and easy. So, I was going to say the pegs on these look a little bit small or flimsy. But he's cool. Let me grab, I actually am interested now. I want to see the size comparison. So, we're going to grab one of the Blood Angel Terminators. And, wow. He actually surprisingly scales really well with them. And this is from the Horus Heresy figure, so he has a pretty good size comparison between the two. It's not bad. Yeah, it's like he's not even in Terminator armor. He's almost shoulder to shoulder with the Blood Angel Terminator. Even his head is actually a little bit higher. Looks like it's a little bit higher than the Blood Angel Terminator. It's got me thinking here. Let me get Mephiston over, because he's a smaller figure. So Mephiston, with his ridiculous amount of rubberized cloth, he's going to be a little bit smaller. And he has a little bit of a alligator arm syndrome from what I'm seeing. And let's grab one of the older Blood Angel Terminators. So, yeah, I mean, these are definitely a larger scale than the older the Black Legion figures, which will bust out in a little bit. You guys will be able to tell. But yeah, he's definitely tall. He definitely has a little bit of the alligator arm syndrome. So he's got a little bit smaller arms. Maybe they need to lengthen that out. I do see that a little bit. And like I said, I saw some people complaining about that. So let's grab. Who else I want to start? You know what I want to compare him to some of the second. These are the second release intercessors. So these are the smaller ones. So here we got the Raven Guard, and it'll be interesting to see if he is the biggest out of all of these cast figures. Well, he's actually, yeah, he's pretty big. Again, I guess the biggest problem with this figure that I'm seeing is just the alligator arm syndrome. He probably needed a little bit longer forearms or something here. Maybe the length on the upper shoulder is a little bit messed up. But good paint apps. Very cool. Everything works, no problem. Nice stiff joints on this. These turn, and again you get the rubberized cloth-like material. And again, he's got his his toe articulation on there. He's looking pretty cool though. Again, head is maybe a tiny bit small. But we'll have to see with some of the other figures. So his weapons that he comes with is he comes with this power maul, which we're very used to seeing with Abaddon. I'm not Abaddon, Horus rather. We're just seeing a power maul type weapon. So this is interesting. And then we get his knife or machete that he has. So this is pretty cool. It has a nice metallic silver on there for the metal, which is nice. And again, the same thing with the maul. It's more of a dark metal. And it even has a little bit of a wash on there, so it's not as shiny. It's a little bit darker, which is nice. And then he's got his bolter with the Eye of Horus on there. See if the magazine comes out. Oh, magazine does come out. Cool. So they went back to these magazines which come out. And again, he's got the curved magazine, which means he's one of the firstborn. So straight magazine's going to mean that they're the Primaris Marines. And so obviously with the Traitor Legions being all from the Horus Heresy, and these guys are going to have their curved magazines, which are going to signify that. So he's got some spikes on the bottom of his magazine. So this looks cool. I like this. He's got a little bit of a blade on the end of it. This is not a combo. No, this doesn't look like a combo bolter. That's cool. And then he's got his obligatory multiple hand sets here. Let's see, what do we got? So we got pistol grip, we got a fist, and then an open hand. So that means he already has a pistol grip on his right hand. We're going to throw his bolter in. And that fits quite nicely, no problem. And I believe this fits on him somewhere. At least I thought it did. Let me take a look at the box again. I thought that this, like, he would have this on him somewhere. Is there a holster? Well, I guess not. I'm not a fan of these. Not a fan of these at all. It's just a big piece of plastic. Yeah, I would have preferred to have something to holster his knife or half a sword or something on him, which would have been nice. Maybe even the front. That would have been cool. Oh no, he does have it. I'm sorry. He does have it right here. I missed it. So how does this go? Is it his... Does it go like this? How does this fit? Oh, it goes like that. Or maybe it's just the hilt? Yeah, it looks like it's just the hilt. Alright, well, he does. Cool. Alright, good. So I'm not going to complain about that. I'll shut up. Because they actually put it there. So that's cool. Very nice figure, though. Again, the biggest problem that I'm seeing right now is maybe a little bit of his head is a little bit too small. And his alligator arm syndrome. So we'll put the power maul in his hand. Wow, this is a big one too. Holy crap. This ain't going on. There we go. With the older figures, man, shoot. It would be like I'd be sitting here for like a good 10 minutes trying to get these weapons in these hands, but with the more malleable plastic that they're using on these are much easier to get in. So pretty cool. There's the champion, and again his backpack is a little bit loose, I want to say, because I think these pegs should have been a little bit bigger. Yeah, these should have been a little bit thicker. You can see the holes are pretty wide, so this should have been a little bit thicker on the pegs. It fits in a little bit too easy, to be honest with you. But again, I'm nitpicking here, so. Other than that, no big problems with the figure. Everything is nice and solid, no floppy joints. everything is pretty cool. So there we go. There's the champion chosen. I'm going to throw him to the side. We're going to get rid of the plastic here. Let's check out chat. He's big. Yeah, he is big. I want to at least get to the Black Legion. I'm going to get the one with the claws. Yeah, I'm looking forward to opening up that one with the power claws. That one looks cool. Is there one you would recommend? Well, after we take a look at all of them, I'll tell you my recommendation, definitely. But going from just visually looking at them, it's definitely the one with the power claws, or the lightning claws, rather. And you know what? We're going to open him up next. So, let's see. We'll throw him to the side. Champion, which I'm guessing is probably the biggest of them all. So, alright, so here we go. Here's the Black Legion chosen with the lightning claws. He looks cool. We'll see if he looks a little bit bulkier from some of the pictures that I had seen. But we'll see once we bust him out. Let's check him out. Alright, so again, same thing. We got the extra stand. I have like 30 of these stands. By the way, Spark, I sent you a bunch of these. Sent you some stands with the figures that we traded. Spark, or Jay in chat, made a trade with me. He sent me some Blood Angel Horus Heresy figures for a couple of my Salamander figures. So that was pretty cool. So I shot you over those today, and I also gave you some of the figure stands because I have like a million of them at this point. So, but it's still nice that they come with them. I will say that I did collect some different toy lines, figure lines, and not having them is definitely not cool. So, all right, so here we go with the lightning claws one, and again, a little bit thin on the pegs for the power pack. Power pack looks cool. Any articulation in this? Nope. But these are cool. You know what I really do appreciate about the Chaos Legion is all of the power packs look very, very different across the board. Like if you have the Space Marine, any Space Marine figure, the power packs generally look identical. There isn't any kind of difference in the sculpt of those power packs. These are completely different. Even on the other figures, maybe not all of them are completely different, but they're different enough where they're not a carbon copy of each other from the Space Marine figures, the normal non-trader legions. So this looks cool. Alright, so what's nice about this guy is he has no extra parts, so no extra hands. And he's got that Eye of Horus busting through his chest. So that's a nice touch. Oh man, look at these claws. So what's interesting, we've seen this before, I've made notice of this, is on some of these JOYTOY figures with the lightning claws, they're different across the board. Like some of them will have like, where is he? We're going to grab Vampire Ken from the Blood Angels. So we have the lightning claws with him, and he's holding onto the claws, right? And there's a power source going to his arm, right? And then we get this one, which is like almost like a Wolverine type of claw that's attached to the top of his hand. And then we get, where is another one? Oh, he's too far back there. Let me see if I can grab him. I want to show you the Terminator from the Custodes, because he is really cool, because he's got the one claw, and I recently did the review on him. I actually wish that they had done more claws like this. Here we go. So he's got, this literally looks like a Wolverine claw, but you can see like the springs on the Terminator hand right there, and these claws are really awesome. They're nice and stiff. I mean, all of them are that way. These are more rigid plastic on the Vampire Ken. And then we get this one, which is a little bit more malleable than the other two. So we got one more claw set I want to show, which is one of my favorites. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. This is the Sons of Horus line. And these were the ones that I just recently picked up and I started collecting them. Because, you know, they're essentially the Traitor Legion. These guys are what the Black Legion turned into. So these are probably the sharpest ones besides Vampire Ken. Vampire Ken probably has the sharpest. So he's going to hurt you realistically the most. But again, you can see like the difference. These are power fists with the lightning claws on them. Right, and he's got them in a nice fisted. He's got a nice fist, and we got the power source going into there. And then we got Vampire Ken from the 40K line, where he's literally holding a fist claw weapon, and that's where he's got his claws. And then we got the recently released Custodes Terminator, and he's got. I actually really wish they had done 2 of these on either hand. I would have even taken a loss on this, the flamethrower that he has. So he's cool. And then the final one is our newest one, which is the Chaos Legion. And I will say, these heads look a little bit small. He's got the power source coming to his claws. Again, this is the Traitor Legion, so they're going to have the older, more busted up type of armor. And again, you get the Eye of Horus coming out the chest, which is a really nice touch. Joints are very nice. They're not too loose, but they're not too stiff. And again, his power pack is just going to fit directly into here. See if this is going to be... It's the same thing with the other, just like the Champion Chosen. It's a little bit... It probably needed a little bit more on the pegs to be a little bit wider, but other than that, he's pretty cool. And again, size comparison, you want to compare him to like a Terminator from the Sons of Horus, so a little bit smaller. And then comparing him to Vampire Ken, again, these are the smallest of all the Terminators. So he's taller than this Terminator, which is not correct. So, and then finally, comparing him to a standard Intercessor, which is again the smaller. These are going to be the smaller bucks of these figures, and as you can see, he's definitely bigger than him. So, yeah, pretty cool. Again, let's get the Champion Chosen in here. And he's really not... He's a little bit bigger, but not by much. Out of these two, if I had to pick one... To go with Horus, I'd pick the Champion Chosen. I think I'd pick him. His head is a little bit loose, not too bad. But I do really appreciate the extra sculpt on the back of this. Look at this. Look at these power packs. Completely different. Right? And again, looking at what I'm talking about, like all of the power packs from the standard Space Marines across the board on all of the chapters are going to look just like this. And again, we'll grab one of the newest figures, which is the Space Marine 2 figures, which came out. And we're going to see the power packs. These are the jump packs that I have on here, but again, you can see kind of, it's really the same, essentially. Right? Even these are as jump packs. These are cool. I really do appreciate the different sculpts across the board on all the pieces of armor on these Traitor Legion, Chaos, Black Legion figures. So, again, his arms, you can see a little bit the joints. I think these are metal. But you can see a little bit, they do show a little bit of the joints here. So, but these are cool. Alright, so we got 2 knocked out. We got 3 more to go, and then we got a ton more figures to go tonight. Jeez. Probably shouldn't have done this, but it is what it is. Alright, put Vampire Chem back. So we got 2 of our Black Legion figures done. Alright, let's put him over here. And we'll get the next one. There we go. Alright, so the next one is going to be Black Legion Chosen. And this is going to be with a Power Fist and a Bolt Pistol. Move these over to the far right and far left. Still in the picture. Yeah, I like how the lighting looks in this. For me, it looks cool. Hopefully you guys can see everything okay. Alright, so same thing. Again, we get another stand with him. And let's take a look. Again, the power pack completely different. Even the across the board, the armor is very different on all these Chaos Legion figures. Whoever's making these figures, I'm sure the extra work is probably a bit of a pain in the butt, but these look cool. All right, so he's got a very interesting Power Fist, because I've seen some of the figures. He's got a little bit of the alligator arms too, and what I mean by that is the arms probably should be down to about his knee. Like if you stand up and you're holding your arm down, like look at this intercessor. This intercessor, he can literally, his hand goes down to almost his knee. These figures, he needed probably about another half of an inch on his arm. Probably his upper arm is where the missing length is coming from. Yeah, he has a little bit of an alligator arm syndrome. It looks like all of these Chaos Legion figures do. Or Chaos Chosen. Black Legion Chosen champion figures. So he's already got his blade holstered on the front. He's got the Eye of Horus. And we'll take his power pack, we'll throw it here. He comes with bolt pistol. And he also looks like this is a heavy bolter. Yeah, he's come with a heavy bolter. He has his obligatory extra hands. What's interesting about this one is I don't like when the Power Fist, I don't like this at all. Look at how you can see, look at how easy and how thin it is for that joint to be seen. I don't like that at all. Thank God he's got the huge shoulder pauldron, but like in some weird instances you're going to have it showing like this. This is not the greatest. This looks pretty terrible actually. Yeah, I mean you get away with it because he's chaos, but I mean, yeah, head sculpt's nice on this. Looks like Freddy Krueger a little bit, to be honest with you. He's got the Eye of Horus on his waist, and a little bit of this rubberized, almost like cloth for his front. Joints are nice and tight. And again, we were talking about the Power Fist with the open hand. This is interesting because I don't like the Power Fists when they're open-handed like this, but this is cool because he's got like a little mouth from the chaos mutations on the inside of his hand. So that's pretty cool. Sculpt is nice again on this one. Very cool. And he's got the hunk of plastic for something that's holstered there. He's got a couple either crack grenades or grenades on his side. And then power pack. Man, this one is probably the best one that I've seen so far. This looks really cool. We got the Eye of Horus on the back. We got the 2 pipes on the, what is that, the left side or right side that is? Right side on his back, yeah. Going into here, again, a little bit malleable. This one, actually, no, this one is not, these are not attached, actually. Well, okay. These are supposed to be like tentacles almost. The sculpt is awesome. I love the sculpts on these. Really cool. Alright, let's see what he looks like with his power pack on. And again, we get this. These are a little bit thinner. I don't like that. This looks like if you took a dive, I think that these power packs would just snap. Maybe not because it's a better plastic, but it doesn't make me too happy. Alright, so we got already we got his pistol grip hand in here. And he comes with a gripping hand and a fist hand. And we're going to throw the bolter pistol. Let's see. Yep, magazine comes out. Goes back in. I'm glad that they went back to this. And again, the heavy bolter doesn't have a magazine that pops out. So, alright. So we got the bolter pistol here. And this looks cool. Very nice. We're going to have to keep the shoulders pads like that on him. If not, it's going to look funky. His arm, you're going to see that weird joint. So again, we got him here. He looks cool. Let's look at the chat really quick, see what's going on. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Is that a bluish tint to his armor? No, it's not. It's they all have it's more of a matte black to all of their armor across the board, with the gold accents and a little bit of the red. But no, there is definitely not a bluish tint. That might just be from the way that the lights are coming off. So we'll put his extra hands and his extra heavy bolter on the side, and more plastic, which we're going to get rid of after this review. So, all right. So we're going to move over to the next one, which is the plasma pistol and chain axe. Actually, we got some more chat really quick. So, really dig him. Yes, I like the one on the right is cool. Again, it's the power. It's that lightning claws one. Oh man, in Doom. Dude, yeah, I was gonna stream it tonight after this, but I feel like this is gonna be a long one because I have so many of these other Black Legion figures to get through. So, again, here's the next one. This is the next Black Legion chosen. This one's with the plasma pistol and chain axe, and this one's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna get the JOYTOY clamshell. Box this. Do you guys keep these boxes, by the way? I keep all my boxes still, and I just break them down. I don't keep the plastic inserts. That I get rid of, but the boxes I keep, and I just break them down, fold them up, and I throw them in a box. I still have all of them actually, which is a little odd because I don't normally do that with the things I collect. So we get his hairpiece. We get the plasma pistol. I guess Chaos has red plasma. Is that right? I remember seeing this in the initial release, and I was like, is that a Volkite pistol? But yeah, this is a plasma pistol. So it's red. The axe looks cool. Very nice gold on this axe, too. It's almost like a sickly gold, too. Very cool. He's got the saw ridges on here. Don't know how effective that would actually be, but he's got it. Alright, so another awesome sculpted power pack for our Black Legion figures. So here comes the next one. Again, he has a very similar head sculpt to the Power Fist one that we saw before. They are different. Oh, I forgot to mention too. You can see the Eye of Horus is in their forehead too, and it's like an orange type color on each of these eyes of Horus. So that is pretty cool. He looks, again, very similar to this. And one thing that you'll know with me is, generally speaking, I always want my Space Marine figures to have a helm. But in this case, because it's Chaos and all the mutations and everything, I'm fine with not having helmeted heads for these. So, alright, and then we get his top knot, which just sticks into the top of his head. What is the deal with all, like, I feel like top knots like a fashion choice in the 41st millennium. What is the deal with that? Because Abaddon is like the poster boy of this. Alright, so here we go. So we got the plasma pistol, we got his power axe, and we got the power pack. And so power pack looks cool. Probably the plainest out of all of the figures we've gotten so far. Again, we get that skinny. You know what's weird too is this. Wow, wow, that looks terrible. Look at that joint. Well, I mean, generally speaking, you're not going to be having. It's not going to look like this when you do have your figures. What the hell? He has an extra top knot. Do you see? He's got an extra top knot just in case his top knot falls off. Oh boy, the fashion choices of the 41st millennium, man. Alright, so we got already a pistol grip hand in here. So we're going to throw the plasma pistol in his right hand. And then he's got his power axe in his left hand. So, and this looks cool. And these, again, are malleable hands. So you don't have to worry too much. He doesn't look too bad with the alligator arm syndrome on here. It's not too bad. So we'll throw him here. And we'll get the extra hands out of the way. By the way, do you guys have as many extra hands as I do? I feel like you definitely do. I have like 2 extra boxes of just hands. Not that I'm complaining, but I have so many extra hands. So I love the mouth and the palm. That looks cool. That, again, normally I complain about things like that when we have that power fist and it's not an actual fist. It's just an open hand. But there's a reason for that open hand this time, which is pretty cool. Do wish it came with an optional close fist. Yeah, I'm not too upset with that just because I don't know how you would. I don't know. I've never pulled off any of the power fists, so I would be interested. I'd be interested to see how you would do that. So, you do keep the boxes, okay? So I'm not the only ADD person with that. I have all mine for now, but planning on moving. All my boxes are in a box. Same thing as me. Spare parts, good question. He took that from someone else. Perhaps she is the closest blood raven. Yeah. Yes, guys. Now that you remind me, I'm gonna hit the button. Hit the like, subscribe, guys, if you do like this, or if you're watching this after the fact, like and subscribe, guys. It helps get this out, and it makes me know that you guys actually enjoy these type of reviews. So, all right. So last one of these Black Legion Chosens. This is a combi weapon, and the chainsword, and we'll talk a little bit about these combi weapons and how I actually think that they would definitely not work unless there's some sort of internal cooling system on these combi weapons, especially if it's a plasma pistol portion of the combi weapon. So again, same thing. We got the nice JOYTOY clamshell, which is so nice and easy to come off. Wow, he's got a huge cut. So it is definitely a plasma pistol or plasma weapon at the top. Excuse me. And a bolter. Oh, this is a nice looking chainsword. Look at that. Nice and big too. Some of the chainswords, you know what? We have him right now. We have Galadriel. These are bigger figures, and look at the size difference in these chainswords between the Space Marine 2 figures and these newer Chaos Legion figures. And so one of the problems is they just use the first run chainswords for these figures. So we'll see if when they come out with the updated version of those figures, if they're going to be a bit bigger. He looks cool. He's already got his I guess that's a knife. Even though it's big enough to be a short sword, but he's already got it holstered on his front apron. And the same thing, he comes with 1 pistol grip hand already on, which I appreciate. Thank you for doing that, JOYTOY. It makes my reviews easier. And we have the closed grip hand on this side. So again, really awesome. I really do enjoy these power packs. Let me get these out of here. We got a couple extra hands as usual. Get rid of the plastic. Alright, we get that extra stand. So he looks cool. He's got the 2 curved horns on his head. I feel like his head is a little bit bigger. Yeah, I feel like this head's a little bit too small. It's not wide enough. This looks good. Proportions are good. Again, still the alligator arm syndrome. He could have used with another maybe half of inch of arm length to get rid of that so he can actually touch his knees. That should be something that all figures in general should do. Like if you take your hand, you can almost, at least I can, you can almost touch your kneecap with it. So this should be kind of just across the board with it. So again, we got this faux rubber malleable material here. His joints are nice and, well, this one's a little loose, but for the most part they're tight. Great sculpt on him. I really do. Actually, I really like this figure. This looks really cool. Where's your Eye of Horus? Am I missing something? We got the Chaos Legion symbol there. And I think this is the only figure that doesn't have the Eye of Horus on him. Alright. Yeah. Because all the other ones, I mean, the last two, they have the eyes of Horus literally on their foreheads. And the other one has it on his belt also. This one must have not been favored with Horus pretty much. So he's got no Eye of Horus on him. Yeah. I mean, I think on his weapon he does, right? No, not even on his combi weapon. So this is a straight, maybe that's why. It's a straight clip or a straight magazine, which means he's new to the Chaos Marines, essentially, because he doesn't have a curved magazine. Again, you can't really tell with this one because it's a plasma pistol. And this one's actually straight too, so he is, I mean, technically, they're not supposed to be, they're supposed to be the original Space Marines. So, alright, so we're going to throw this in his hand. I like the bulk on this combi weapon. Here's my problem, though, with this. This thing, if you played Space Marine 2, the plasma pistols across the board generate so much heat. This would, I would assume, cause some heat problems for the underbarrel, which is the bolter right below it. I know I'm getting nerdified here with the the information, but yeah, I feel like this would be a problem. I don't think that this would work unless there's some sort of internal cooling mechanism for this barrel, or if there's something that's really protecting it. But the flash hider would have a problem unless it's made out of some type of like super heat resistant metal. So wow, his chainsword, I actually really, I think this is probably my favorite of all of the Black Legion figures. The first one has a bit of a too tiny head. The same thing with the lightning claws on the second one, which is right here. He's got a little bit of a, I feel like his head is a little bit too, it's not wide enough. Not too tiny, but it's not wide enough. And then the last two are good. I like the proportions on them, but I prefer, again, we're going to go back to he has a helm type of thing, but his helm looks really cool. I mean, he literally looks like somebody, if you're talking about what is the Black Legion, like this is what you would think of. Very cool. Again, same thing, we got these smaller pegs or thinner pegs into his power pack here. And he might not have the most, oh, look at that, you got a cracked skull in here too. That looks cool. Very nice. But he doesn't have the most decorated power pack. He's got this type of like tail almost that's coming from it, which is his pipe essentially. But he might not have the most detailed power pack, but again, we get a nice unique sculpt with that power pack. And then across the board, the armor, we're going to get, his weapons are really cool though. I really like this chainsword. Nice and big and beefy. Hopefully with the reissues of these Space Marine 2 figures that we get they upgrade the size on those chainswords also. But he looks cool. Very nice. Even though I have a problem from a practicality standpoint for these combi weapons. But yeah, I would have to say he's probably my favorite out of all of them. So going back to what you were asking before, Lone, I would have to say, yeah, that this is my favorite. This is my favorite out of these 5 that came out. So pretty cool. Very nice. Let's get them all together really quick. I'll put my favorite in the middle. Here. And then we got the champion right there with the power maw. So the very, very nice figures. Very cool. We'll bring him up a little bit. Alright. Very nice. So let's bring Horus in. Because Horus is gonna essentially like mimic these colors perfectly. Let's get him in the middle. This looks even though Horus is the Horus Heresy figure, timeline wise, I mean he fits in these Chaos Black Legion Chosen figures really work with him. This color scheme works great. Even more so than his Justarian Terminators, I would say. These look really good. Let me straighten this out a little bit. These look really cool. Alright, I am going to leave you guys for this for a second because I got to go get the other Black Legion that I haven't opened up, and that's that power, that's the Lord. So I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. So hopefully that wasn't too long. Alright, so this is... We're going to have to move these guys out of the way. But again, yeah, I would have to say this one right here with the combi weapon and the really nice long... I was about to say long and thick. But the really nice chain... the chain sword. I think this is cool. Very nice. I like this one a lot. This is definitely my favorite out of all of 5 of the figures. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in chat. What's your favorite of the 5? So we're gonna move these over to the side because we're going to start taking out all of the other figures I plan on doing tonight, which is going to be all of my other Black Legion figures. So first, we're gonna start with the figure I haven't opened yet, which is the Chaos, was this the Black Chaos Lord in Terminator armor. So this is going to be interesting because comparison size-wise, I want to see, is he closer to the short, stubby Space Marines that we got with the Blood Angels like Vampire Ken, or is it going to be different? So this is the Chaos Lord in Terminator armor. Alright. So let's see. Let's look at the chat really quick too. What other Black Legion figure do you recommend? So I would say out of these figures, let me actually, while I'm doing this, let me get this plastic off, because normally I take this off so there's no reflection. Haha, I get to use my new knife too. Let's see, as I cut the box apart. Not what I meant to do. But if I would say, if you're going to pick up 2 figures from this line, I would definitely recommend the one with the combi weapon. And even though he has a smaller head, I'm a sucker for the claws. So I would definitely say the Lightning Claws one. The Chosen Champion. He's a cool figure, but he has I don't know. I feel like those alligator arms really shone through on him. So if you're going to get 2 figures, I get the lightning claws and the last one I showed, which is pretty cool. I like those 2. Those are 2 of my favorite of this. Again, they're all good. I do like all of my Black Legion figures. So yeah, I would recommend him and Mr. Lightning Claws. These 2 is what I would go with. But I don't have to pick them. I can keep them all. Alright, so we got the Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. So he came out at the same time that Mephiston came out. I believe that these 2... Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that these came out about the same time. Guys, you can correct me in the chat. I woke up at 5. Lazy as hell. Love the helmet and the right shoulder pauldron on the last one. Yeah. And next interview, so there's a couple people I put feelers out to. I already got a confirmation from Valrak that he's interested in doing it. I just have to figure out with his time as far as schedule. I'm also looking at possibly a celebrity who's into Warhammer 40K. So I've sent out some feelers to them too. But there are a couple different people, plus maybe just another person within Warhammer 40K who is a lore guy. There's always that. So yeah, there's a couple different people. I'll be putting out the next interview, or doing the next interview within the next month, a month and a half, I would say. So potential overheating issues that could blow up the ammo of your other weapon. Sounds like it's chaos. Or Skaven. Well, the problem is like these combi weapons are all over the place with the not just the Trader Legions, but the non-Trader Legions. So they all look fantastic. Yeah, they do. They actually do look really good. Either lightning closure helmets in one. Yeah, like I said, I would pick this dude with the chain sword, the massive chain sword, and the lightning claws. There we go. So we're all caught up with chat. Let's jump back into the review. So next one is going to be Chaos Lord and Terminator. This is a really large box. I'm hoping he's really big and beefy, and he's not going to be a problem like the other figures that we've had. Some of the Terminator armor figures. Now this one, I can already see the reason why he has such a large box is because of the weapons. And we'll see this on some of those other Black Legion figures when I open them up later. I feel like he's short. I feel like that. And I don't like that he has the... I really like that Terminator face that he has on. The Terminator, this one right here, the mask. I'm definitely going to swap that over. This looks cool. Very cool. Looks like a Minotaur from like the looks like a Minotaur Legion figure, or helm at least. Very cool. Maybe he's a fallen Minotaur. Wow! Oh my god, we were just talking about combo weapons. What the hell? What the hell is this? Wow. Alright, so magazine comes off the top. Do you see this? It's got like vents at the bottom of the... I don't even know what to say, what the hell this thing is called. Wow. Is this where the bolter comes out? This, yeah, there's an arrow for his chain. Oh my god. This is like, what was it? If you look on Facebook or Instagram, they show like a gun with every single, like a regular M4 with every single attachment on it. That's what this looks like. He's got a horn spike coming out the bottom of the handle. This is overkill at its finest, man. What the hell? What is this? He's got extra... I don't even know what this thing is supposed to be. Did they tell you on the box? What is this? No. Your guess is as good as mine. It's weird because he he's got a clip for bolter rounds, and then it looks like bolter round belt that's coming out the bottom of it, and then he's got a heat exhaust right here, which he's going to need because he's got a chain sword. He's got a bolter flash hider or flash. This is where the bolter's coming from. This is the barrel end, and then I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Is that a flamer? I guess so. Jeez, man, talk about overkill. Holy crap. Wow, that is one hell of a weapon. So, alright, so he's got a... he's got his power axe, which looks pretty cool, attached to him with a power source going into the power axe. And this is pretty malleable. This is definitely a short Terminator. He is not even going to be as big as the new figure. So this is going to be one of the shorter figures. And so oh, this is cool. I will say this is cool. So he's got a Dark Angel helm sticking on the top of one of his spikes. He's got a Tyranid. This is not High Fleet Leviathan because it's the deeper purple, right? I forgot what a High Fleet that's supposed to be, but this dude has definitely seen some stuff. And here's the back. I really like the head sitting on the pikes on his shoulders. This Dark Angel's helm looks really cool. And then he's got like a bag of something on one of the other ones. I don't even want to know what's in there. He looks cool. Again, we're going to get rid of the head here. Oh man, this is going to be a pain. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... We're going to leave this for now. Yeah, this is... well, actually, I might be able to do it because I don't have to get it onto the other peg. This should come off fairly easy. Fairly easy is a relative term. This is not coming off fairly easy. Yeah, we're going to have to leave this. I'll have to do it on the side because I have so many other figures. But I'm eventually just going to stick this one on here, which looks so much better. Man, so his massive box is because of that ridiculous weapon that he came with. What the hell? He really didn't need this large of a box for this. Wow, we got another figure stand here. Wow. This thing is humongous. It's heavy too. Alright, so we got the obligatory extra hands. What does he have already on here? So he's got a pistol grip hand for his ridiculous underslung weapon. And then he's got a... So he has a little bit of the alligator arms too. He's got, wow, you can't get his shoulders out at all, obviously, because his shoulders... Yeah, he's got the older style peg. Again, like comparing like differences between the two figures, previously, you can't move his shoulders at all. He could just turn up and down with his shoulders. That's about it. So, and then he's got the little, I guess like a chain mouthpiece on the front of here. And yeah, so this is definitely one of the older. I want to say that he definitely came out, I think, around the same time as Mephiston. So this is going to be a version 2. And I want to say that this is almost probably the same size as and you could see, like I was saying before, like how easy it is to get these. Look at his thumb is bending. Wow. To get the figures' hands on some of the weapons are so easy now compared to like some of the older figures. There's a perfect example. Like that actually should not have taken that long or that much time. Man, I do not know how he's going to hold this other crazy weapon. Look at this thing, dude. Jeez. Most of the review is me talking about this ridiculous weapon. So he's got... I think I'm going to stab myself in the hand. These hands, man, these older hands are such a pain to try to get. Alright, he's got it. Wasn't too terrible. But one of the things that's nice is his arms are so rigid that he holds that thing like a champ. He's got exhausts. Oh man, this is typical. Like, this is the most chaos of chaos weapons around. So, alright, so he's got Terminator armor, but he is shorter than the new figures, which is not chaos armor. And these are not Primaris, which I don't think they are. But even still, a dude sitting in Terminator armor, yeah, he's going to be the same. Let's get Vampire Ken back in here. So, yeah. So this is on the older Terminator buck, which you'll see a ton of in a little bit with all of the original Chaos Legion figures that I have. So he's going to be, he's the smaller size figure, which is, it is what it is. Like, I'm fine with it. He definitely holds his stuff really nice. No problem there. Even though the weapon's a bit heavy, he's got like super reinforced shoulders. And that's why you can't move them at all. You can't move them out. So, alright. So this is the Black Legion Lord. I am going to throw his better helm on him later. So we'll throw him over to the side. So now we're going to start getting into the all of the Black Legion figures. I do not have enough room on this table for these figures, but I can't believe how many of these I have. Like, I thought it was only like 10. This is more than 10. This is definitely more than 10 figures. So yeah. It's quite chaotic. A chain Meltai Bolta. Yeah, he's got a a multi weapon. It's called the what the hell exactly? Still from an orc. I don't even think the orcs came up with that thing, unless he like it was probably something from an orc, and then he like piecemealed like an extra part onto it. All right, so we're gonna go right away. We're gonna get the big one out of the way. So this is the Hellbrute, and I think this was the second dreadnought that I got. The problem that I had with this when I first got it was I wasn't happy with the purple skin tone on the arms here, especially here, because you can see the ratchet or the joint here. But he's a big beast, dude. He is really big. If you compare him to the Furiosa, which was what had come out at that time, he is a little bit beefier than the Furiosa, and we're used to fighting these dudes in sometimes in Space Marine too, and they're very, very faithful to what we're seeing in there. I know that those are the Thousand Sun ones, but very cool Hellbrute. I know some people don't like this one, and I do have some issues with the skin tone, but other than that, this is the sculpt on this is amazing. Just one of the leg armor pieces popped off. Again, I haven't taken this one out in a long time. I so much so I forgot what Black Legion figures I had. I knew I had the Hellbrute, but I didn't realize I had so many of the Black Legion figures. So very cool. Again, one of the oldest dreadnoughts that we got, but still, the sculpt is awesome on this thing, man. Dude, absolutely amazing. We got the power hammer there. It's whoever designed this from Games Workshop for the miniature definitely had fun. He's got like the tiniest legs, and he's got like little tiny ratchets on his legs. So there we go with the Hellbrute. Alright. We're not going to have enough room for all this stuff on this. Even though I have a pretty large display stand, we're definitely not going to have enough because... Alright, we're going to start to just throw these out here. Here we go with one of the Terminators. And again, we're not going to throw the size up there because he is the same size as Vampire Ken. And let me get all of these Terminator ones out here. So we got him. We got him. And where is another Terminator? Oh, right here. And here's another Terminator. I think this is the last one. I believe so. And this one has the opened power fist, which I'm not a fan of, and he's pointing at somebody. But we got the Eye of Horus there. He's got these two long tusks coming out of his mask. It's kind of weird. Some of these, the Terminators don't have as much mutations on them. I don't know if that's just a JOYTOY thing or a space, or if oh man, here we go with another combi weapon. So we got the handheld bolter and a plasma pistol. His sword is really cool. I do like this sword. Very nice. And the last one we didn't look at is just a double. It's a double barrel bolter. One has, for some reason, looks like a box mag. Yeah, I guess it's a box mag. And then one side we have the extra rounds coming out the bottom. But I'm not a fan of this open power fist. I wish this was just a normal fist here. And then this dude takes the cake for some of the longest weapons ever. Look at the size of this thing. That's what I was talking about a couple weeks ago, where this is just like encompassing this figure. Look at the size of this thing. Man, and it has like a drum mag on the bottom here. I don't even know what the hell this thing is firing. I guess this is really large caliber bolter rounds. But yeah, man, shoot. So on the shoulder we get the bust through of some of the chaos mutation. A little bit of teeth on there. But again, and also on his chest, he's got like a little bit of a weird mutation popping through. And then again, we get, this one is going to, wow, is this a Grey Knight? This can't be a Grey Knight. There's no way he would have a Grey Knight helm on here. Grey Knight would have kicked his ass. So we got some human skulls on here. And on the one previous, we got an Astra Militarum helm. And just some skulls. And then this dude with the huge tusks, we got, haha. So we got a Space Marine helm. And then just some human, well, actually no, these would be Space Marines skulls, because there's no way that smaller size is gonna, they would be much smaller if they were human. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the next figures, which are the artillery figures. So these are the standard size from version 1 figures, but look at the size of this Gatling gun on him, dude. Look at the size of this thing. Dude, and look at his power pack. It's just these two humongous drum mags sitting on the back of there, and his power pack, he doesn't have any mutation on him. He is a clean boy, other than his feet. You can see his feet have like these weird spikes, toes. But yeah, he's got the targeting reticule on his helm. And again, these are going to be the smallest size buck figures that JOYTOY's come out with. But again, you can see like how this Gatling gun is just essentially like eating this figure. Like this is all he's doing. But it's a large, cool weapon, man. All right, next one. This is going to be another large armament one, or artillery one. This is going to be looks like look at the size of the bolters. Not bolters, but this is like a mortar round. Wow, and then he's got like a Tech Marine like top piece with pinchers on it. Pretty cool. Look at this. Look at the extra mortar rounds that they sculpted in here. And then we got the mortar rounds going inside of here. And there's actually a mortar round that came with this, which you can plug into you can drop down into that barrel, which is open. So, and again, these are the first run figures. They don't smell anymore. When I first got them, these stank like diesel to no, oh my god, to high heavens these things smelled. And it was these like plastic rubber pipes, which just made them smell so terrible. So I took these guys out a long time ago and just let them air out. So there we go with the mortar one. God damn, dude. Here's another one. Look at this one. I don't even know. This is like, it's not a mortar cannon, but it's like, I guess it's a laser cannon. And again, we get the, so his gun is attached onto his power pack. Yeah, this is crazy. And again, the same thing. These figures are just getting eaten up by these weapons, right? These humongous artillery weapons on these figures. And I guess we've had that also with some of the Ultramarine figures that we've had recently come out. They're similar in that way. So let's look at the chat really quick. What's up, DG? Thank you for joining us, dude. I traded it to heavy. Hellbrute. Mountain suffered. Yeah. I want the artillery figures. I will say the spikes are to keep. Yeah, I was going to say, I actually was just about to mention that. The feet spikes are supposed to, I would assume, supposed to give them more. You're right, to keep them locked into the ground, essentially. But these, I will say, even though these figures are smaller, I have no intention of getting rid of them. Same thing with my Blood Angel figures. I love these figures. These are really cool, really well sculpted figures. Even being the first run figures, I have no problem with these figures. Oh god, and then we forgot, we have one more artillery one. This is probably my favorite one, which is, look at this. Look at this. Dude, look at these rounds. Man, this is like cannon bolter rounds he's shooting, dude. And again, same thing. He's got, ow, I just cut myself on his toe. But he's got the same thing. He's got the crazy toes on here to lock him into place. And look at the sculpt on this, the bullet belt that's going with these monstrosity, these monster bolter rounds that are going into this. And he's got a skull on there. Man, I forgot how cool that these figures were. I'm going to have to redo my background behind me and just do all chaos for a while. Maybe for the summer we'll do that. We'll have all chaos figures out. Because I sure as hell got enough figures. So here we got our, so these are the 4 artillery figures that came out for these chaos figures. So I told you guys, I have a lot of these damn figures. Yeah, that was the las cannon, the last one. Yep. It was definitely to grip the terrain. Alright, so that is it with the artillery figures. We're going to try to get as many of these figures still on this display. What's so awesome is at least that the colors, they kept these golds across the board between the new and old Chaos Legion figures. So let's see if we can keep all of the artillery figures together. And again, so the artillery figures in the display are going to be really essentially in the far back. Look at the size of this gun, dude. Jeez. So you can kind of get away with having them be that much smaller. The Terminator ones kind of hurt the whole aesthetic, but even them, it's not horrible. All right, so geez, what do I have? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jeez, I have 8 more chaos figures. We're gonna go with the top knot boys next. I forgot. I think Lord Devonta or something was this dude with his power hammer. We got the top knot here. Again, power pack, nicely sculpted, definitely different. I don't really have any figure to compare it to. We'll compare it to in a minute, but head sculpt. I actually like this head sculpt on this one. This is not too bad. And again, he can, like, you see what I'm saying as far as like alligator arms. Again, this is a shorter figure. This is more like the original miniatures, but his power hammer is really cool. I dig that the chaos symbol etched into his hammerhead with it's like a reddish, glowing reddish color that's on there, so it's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. And he's got I guess it's a regular, oh no, he's got a plasma pistol. A very tiny plasma pistol, but we'll throw him there. Alright, we'll go with our next top knot brother. And this one is another plasma pistol. And he's got the toes of the artillery figures, and his chain sword has some nice accoutrement of the Chaos Legion. So he's pretty cool. And again, if we start to compare like the different power packs, you can see like the different sculpts here. These take a lot of effort to do, dude. These definitely take a lot more effort than the standard Space Marine figures to like plan out. Like even if you look at like the chests, these chests are completely different. They're a completely different sculpt. The legs are different. Everything about these figures is completely different. As I lost his top nut. Where did it go? Here it is. Alright, let's throw the top nut in. If I had lost it, the newest figure came with an extra top nut attached to him, so we would have been able to take it from him. Alright, so we got our no helm top knot, guys, and then this one is another plasma pistol, but it's not the orange that we've seen. This is more of a, it's like a yellow. Alright, so we're going to we'll put him over here. We're going to keep that one there. And then, let's see, I think I bought 2 of these. That's probably why I have so many. And I mismatched some of them so they would look a little different. But this figure right here holds a little bit of a soft place in my heart. I am not a trader. But this was the very first figure that I bought that got me into buying JOYTOY Warhammer 40K figures. Same figure. I think I swapped the heads on these with another buck. So again, you could see these have the same power packs. Yeah, the same power packs. It's the same figure. But this was the first figure that I bought that that got me into buying these figures. So very cool. Alright, so we got these 2 done. Man, I have so many Chaos Legion figures. Definitely have the most. I definitely have, I think Blood Angels my top that I have, and then after Blood Angels, then it goes into maybe Grey Knights and then Chaos Legion. But I have a lot of Chaos Legion. I have a lot of Grey Knights because there a lot of them are duplicate. And so now this is a dude who has his. He doesn't even have a magazine. It's just bolter rounds hanging out the bottom of his bolter, and he's got that one spike there. Again, power pack on the back. I think that these are different sculpts. Yeah, these are different sculpts. So pretty cool. I like the different helms there. Again, he's got the bolter with the bolter rounds. Not even a magazine, just hanging out there. We got the Eye of Horus on his chest. He's pretty cool. And then we got a bolter pistol. Same thing, bolter rounds hanging out the bottom. And then he comes with the chain sword. Yeah, he's pretty cool too. He's got, I like this design with the helms more. I like the top horns coming at the top. Or the top of the helmet, rather. Alright, so we got 2 more. It's a copy of the last one. No, this is a different figure. Yeah, this is a different figure. This one, power pack, a little bit different. Does he have the same power pack as him? Nope, even these 2 are different. Well, so he has, he just gave up and was like, I'm just going to try to get as much ammo as I can. He's got a belt-fed bolter. And the belt is just like flying all over the place. So it's definitely going to get jammed and he's going to die to a Grey Knight. So, pretty cool figure though. Alright. So we got, one more and then an honorable mention. Yeah, we went through, we went over the new ones at the very beginning, Jay. I apologize if you missed it, but you can, I'll go through them really quick at the end. But was this a break? No, this was not a break. This was, this is a huge power pack with this monstrously large I don't even know what we're going to call that, but Again, the same type of theme. He's going to have no magazine clip. He just has his bolter rounds popping out the back of the bottom. And then this one, is this loose? Say it was loose because I haven't taken him. Oh, he's a little bit loose. Again, you can see it feels a little midgety. Like the size. Definitely feels a little midgety. Alright, so these are all of my Chaos Legion figures. Last one is an honorable mention. I don't have many figures of McFarlane, but I figured because it's Chaos Legion, it wouldn't hurt to have a humongous dude. He, you could see the paint differences also between McFarlane's figures and these. This is a chunky figure, but I figured, why not? Oh, excuse me. Why not have them and throw them in there with the other Chaos Legion figures? So, pretty cool. So that is all of my Chaos Legion figures. What's funny is they used to come also with these. So JOYTOY used to give trading cards with each of their figures. And on the back is either Mandarin or Cantonese, I believe. And yeah, they have the names of the figures on here. Nagast, Sleal, Talus. I think there was 2 Taluses I had. Gnarl, Kalos the Ravager, Nagast, there's another one, Baelor, and Gormeth. These are pretty cool. They stopped this though. I would say you're halfway through the first release they stopped doing those. So very cool. I have a ton of, I can't even, well, let's get him out of the way. And then we're going to get Horus back in here and see. I think I actually might be able to get all of them in here. Holy crap. Yeah, with Horus, well, I'm definitely not getting the Justarian Terminators on here, that's for sure. But from my view, I got them all on here, which is pretty cool. I'm actually going to take a picture of this because I'm going to post this on Instagram later. Let's see, where's my camera? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's it right there. Now you guys are going to see me take this picture too. Very cool. Wow, I'm going to have to come out really far to get this. Alright, there. So you guys there. You have a live picture of what I'm gonna throw up on Instagram later for these figures, man. Wow. So let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 with Horus without counting the McFarlane figure. And so, and again, I have the Justarian Terminators, which would fit perfectly into this mess. And then on top of that, the Sons of Horus. So I have a pretty stacked Chaos Legion to essentially fight the Blood Angels and any other loyalists that come together to present a challenge to Horus's forces. So this is pretty cool. Very cool. Let's see. All right, let's go back to the original figures that were the newest ones that came out with this. Let me get these guys out of the way. We'll get Horus out of here. The Hellbrute we'll throw over here. Man, this, everywhere you grab the Hellbrute, there's a spike. It's just spiking in the hand the whole time. Man, I'm probably not going to be able to get them out of here. So we're just going to throw some of these to the side. I do want to show a size comparison with some of the older figures and the newer figures, just so you can see how much bigger the new ones are. So let's get... Geez, I'm going to start putting these back in the box, which I didn't want to do. But we'll do a quick size comparison with the newer figures and the older ones. So, My first JOYTOY 40K figure is oh, you got a salamander as your first one, huh? Pretty cool. I just gave all of mine to Jay. Traded all of my salamanders away. Alright. So shoot, man. So many of these damn figures. Alright, so here is one of the very first ones. And you can see size-wise, the new figure looks like he is a normal-sized dude, and this dude looks like a midget. He has no neck. His arms are short and stocky. Well, actually, no. They're not super... I mean, he has the alligator arm syndrome also, but it's not too pronounced on some of the other figures, some of the other new ones. But yeah, this is a pretty self-explanatory showing of the different figures and the sizes, so pretty cool. All right, so let's get the original. Well, not the original. We'll get the reason why I did this review in the first place, which was to show off the new 5 Black Legion Chosen figures that came out. So we'll get the artillery figures out of here, and here we go. So, oh, we got these Terminators up top. Man, I have no room for this. Throw him on the side. Look at the size of this weapon. I don't think this is, no, this is a cannon, because it has a drum mag on the bottom. But the other dude had definitely a las gun, or a las cannon. So here we go. This was the other dude that came with the ridiculous, like, I don't even know what the hell to call that weapon. You know, we're gonna call it the Orc Given Chaos Weapon. That's what I'll call it from now on. All right, so we got the 5 figures that came in. So we got Mr. We got a mouth on his power claw on the inside of his hand. We got my favorite figure of this bunch, which I'm actually a little shocked at. I thought I would have liked the this dude right here, which is the Chaos Chosen veteran or something like that. And then second favorite is this dude right here with the power claws or the lightning claws. And then these are fine figures. Aesthetically, I think the worst is probably it's this tiny head here and the smaller head here between those two. But he is definitely my favorite. So what do you guys think? What is your favorite of these figures that I showed? Do you like any of the older first run Chaos Legion figures? Remember, guys, to like and subscribe as well. But yeah, I am happy with these. I'm definitely going to be changing out my Blood Angel diorama behind me, which you guys always see, and I'm going to go with the Chaos Legion. So we'll set this up with the Sons of Horus, Justarian Terminators, Horus, and all of these Black Legion figures that I have. So, alright guys, let's see if anything else is going on in the chat. If not, we're going to wrap this up. This was, what did I start at 11 o'clock? This is an hour and a half, jeez. Yeah, I figured this would be a longer one, just because of the amount of figures that I was going to bust out and show here, so. Pretty cool, and I like the different color of this video when we're doing this. So, all right, so we're done with the chat. There's Jay saying nice, very cool. Again, guys, thank you for joining me. We're gonna call it here. Again, definitely my favorite of these new chosen is this one right here, and he is called. He is the Black Legion Chosen with combi weapon and chainsword. So definitely my favorite. Second favorite. Third favorite. Fourth favorite and fifth favorite. I do appreciate that they put the sculpt on the inside of the power hand. The power fist rather, but yeah, I don't like that. It's not a fist. And I think Lone is right. I think they should have given an extra power fist hand closed. I don't know how they would do that with the pipe that's situated there and that's attached. So, all right, guys, we're gonna call it there. Let me go back to full screen mode here. Let me get this out of the way. I have this monster-sized storage cabinet thing, which is holding all of those figures. All right, so let's go back over. Let's see. All right, there we go. So yeah, so pretty cool review. Definitely my favorite of the bunch is this dude. I appreciate the much larger chainsword. I think this is the first really in scale chainsword. Like, you want to look like the. Here we go with what was this? Charion and his chainsword. Looks like a little gimp chainsword that he has compared to the newer Black Legion chainsword. Hopefully with the reissues they'll give us some more in scale chainswords with that. So, but yeah. Alright guys, I am going to call it here. We're done. Tomorrow we got, was it the Skulls event? Well, you can see the cover of the of what I have those figure situations in. So tomorrow we got the Skulls event. I want to do it live, but it's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern, so I'm going to be working, so I'm not going to be able to do it live. But I will tape it, and I'll tape a reaction to it, so that video will go up most likely tomorrow, because I'm going to want to get that out as soon as I can. And then either tomorrow night, tonight is too late, and I'm a little bit tired. I want to do the Doom, the Dark Ages. So we're going to live stream that. So maybe tomorrow night or Wednesday night. Someday this week, before the weekend, I want to jump into Doom, because I haven't played it yet at all. I actually haven't played anything since the last time I streamed, which was like almost a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So, alright guys. Thank you for joining me, guys. Again, last time I'm going to say this, guys. If you like this content, like and subscribe. Alright guys, I'm Wraith. I'm out. By the way, put up a new short today. It's the chapter army of my Grey Knight miniatures. Take a look at that. Let me know what you think. As always, guys, I'm Wraith. I'm out. Later, guys.